Some may fear death, some may fear heights, some may fear not be able to get a BTS ticket when they come back, and some fear carbs.
I'd rather eat carbs than see her wearing my crown.
Beef patty, squish it till it's dry, no bun.
A humble staple, but it is also portrayed as a symbol of excess, and is usually the first thing to go when starting a weight loss diet. Also, you have heard it before, carbs are still bad for you. Okay, yeah, you get it? You know it all. This is a worldwide fear. I just imagine Mr. Worldwide. If carbs are vital for existence, why do we fear carbs? I know I'm not the only genius that has typed that question on the internet, but the first thing that pops up, eating carbs will result in weight gain or negative health outcome. History wasn't my favorite subject ever, but I think that for the sake of this video, I'm gonna turn into a historian, a bad one, by the way. So yeah, let me know if I missed anything. Right now I don't have power in my house. I don't have Mexico check.
In the 1950s,
Scientists like Enzo Keys associated saturated fats with heart disease. Although this evidence was not particularly strong, this connection fueled a widespread fear of fat, resulting in the popularity of low-fat diets. Ironically, as these diets gained traction, this created dissatisfaction, an obesity epidemic. Questions like high fat, low fat, trans fat, saturated fat, or no fat at all created confusion, which the media obviously exploited. Although the food industry was initially concerned about the low fat trend, like everything, we just began to see it as a profitable opportunity. Of course, they started replacing fat with sugar, because while some people mistakenly thought that swapping high-fat foods for refined carbs was the healthiest option, leading to an increase in the consumption of refined carbs and sugars. But yeah, netizens were crazy for low-fat processed foods. Cool Whip opting for bread without butter, salad without dressing. You can add a little bit of dressing, however it needed to be low-fat. However, instead of getting positive outcomes with these swaps, we got into another direction, because the numbers were not decreasing. When comparing with other cultures, we can see that cultures eat like the same or even greater amounts of these macronutrients like fats, carbs, and yet have the lowest obesity and heart disease rates. The math isn't mathing. Or is it? So now new research began to question the approach of low fat with high carb consumption, creating now the low carb craze in the nation. This led to the creation of the new low carb processed foods, and it was effective for a while. The Atkins diet.
Just explain to me how eliminating fruit is going to be good for you and safe.
Well, I don't know where fruit got such a great reputation, frankly. Vegetables, yes. But people must not link fruits and vegetables in the same category.
No. Was introduced to Americans as a low-carb fat diet. It was promoted with the idea that cutting carbs was essential for weight loss, and it provided a high-calorie way to stay thin forever.
Oh, pasta out. Oh, pasta gone. Potatoes? No. What about bread? Bread, you can chuck all that away. No.
Argued that simple carbs were to blame. White flour, sugar, and potato products, those low-fat processed foods that had contributed to America's weight gain. So of course, this was an incredible opportunity to profit with the low-carb products. However, you may know it by now, but many studies have shown that a low-carb diet might not be sustainable and also isn't likely to result in significant long-term weight loss.
Don't know if people stay on an Atkins type diet for long term, what's going to happen to their lipid profile, what's going to happen to their bones.
These diets might help people lose weight in the short term. Some people struggle on the low-carb diet, finding they had too little energy for exercise or daily tasks and felt deprived without carbs. Oh, and let's not forget the glycemic index. Woo! The one that tells you of how fast foods rises your blood sugar. Gained popularity in the 1990s, which found that foods with a high glycemic index cause quick spikes in blood sugar, triggering more insulin production. Originally, this glycemic index education was for people with diabetes, but people took it and turned it into another diet, solidifying the idea that carbs are harmful. In the early 20th century, we saw the rise of calorie counting, and fat was still considered the main culprit of weight gain, while low-fat diets still had a place. Slowly but surely, they weren't the only option anymore. Carbs were in the loop. Sales of low, no, and reduced fat products, which were at 32.3 billion, dropped to 16.7 billion by 2005. People began moving away from the low-fat trend, and carbs were still not demonized. Not at least until 2003. And yeah, from there, carbs were the enemy for everyone. And yeah, a lot happened. From there, what was I doing in 2000? Oh yeah, I was 2 years old. Instead of saving up for a house, I was just freaking sleeping. Oh, and now we go to the 2010s. One Direction was created.
You're insecure.
And then separated. The keto diet.
Is butter a carb?
Keto diet furthered the fear for carbs, promoting a very low-carb, high-fat approach to induce ketosis, a state where the body burns fat for fuel instead of carbs. The keto diet emphasized the negative effects of carbs on weight. You and I know the keto diet was not a sustainable diet. And well, as Western diet trends and concerns about obesity and diabetes spread worldwide, the media pushed low-carb or no-carb products to the market, leading to a fear of all carbs instead of understanding the difference between refined and complex carbs. As a result, other cultures started to adopt low-carb diets or products and reduce their intake of traditional carb-rich foods. Until this day, there's still this fear of carbs and their impact on health and wellness overall, which was noticed in 2020. A freaking pandemic.
Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
Social distancing has led to a baking boom.
A baking boom. Baking is on the rise.
Like many of you, my Instagram and TikTok feed was quickly transformed. And suddenly, I ended up on sites where bread was discussed in length. I was on the sourdough bread side.
Add 250 grams of active starter.
Sourdough and naturally fermented, so they're gut healthy.
Baking sourdough bread emerged as a comforting, hands-on hobby for people during the pandemic. It was a bitch. It has some bubbles. Hi, Glutino. Hi. I'm a proud mama. Tina John Gonzalez at the vagina is growing slowly but surely. Glutino has reached his rebellious stage. Your purpose is to make mommy happy, cause mommy want a sourdough freaking bread. She wants to accompany her sourdough bread with avocado and an egg, like a basic bitch. Look at your new partner.
What if we crash?
You're gonna save him.
You're not.
Yep.
His life over mine.
Yeah.
Parking where you want, talking when you want.
I'm going to Korea. I freaking tried to make sourdough bread that my mom killed. Glutino, you will always be remembered. Even though sourdough bread was promoted as a health food item because of the natural fermentation, low ingredients, and just the art of making your own bread, people were still questioning because trust issues.
Sourdough bread. Here's what I think. So I don't eat sourdough bread, but it's better than regular bread.
For a long time, my fear of carbs wasn't doing any favors for me. I tried everything, slicing up a piece of toast so I could have like 2 pieces of toast when in reality it was just one. Swapping my carbs for rice cakes and splurging on pricey low-carb noodles, only to find myself back where I started, or even worse. Yeah. Before I even couldn't see bread, to now watching videos about bread and making it by myself. What the fuck am I saying? I think that behind this curiosity, there's still some trust issues with carbs in general, because well, the reputation we have in carbs or bread overall, nutrition can be tricky. Trust me, even I'm studying nutrition and I'm like what? And many people tend to hold onto the idea that carbs are bad because well, that's the simplest way to understand that, instead of freaking reciting you the freaking Krebs cycle. But my battery just died, so I took that as a sign to stop talking. So yeah, respectfully, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe, follow me on Insta for if you wanna see this. Yeah, let me know if I missed a date, if I said it wrong. I'm only human, and I bleed when I fall down. I was replaying that song when I was on my emo era. I had for the profile pic the typical. Hold on, I know that you guys have seen it. Emo girl and boy hugging cartoon. Yes! When I was on my emo era, I had this as a profile picture. I couldn't be the only one. I know I wasn't the only one that had it as a profile. If you made it to this point, comment down below RIP Glutino. If you want me to release that whole video, let me know in the comments again. Guys, we need to start communicating. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, my name was Annette. Well, is Annette. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. And follow me on Insta so you can let me know what you want to see, what topics do you want me to talk about. So yeah, bye! This is the poster of the day. Bye. Woo woo woo. We're reusing. Yeah, that's